So for a ton of years, I don't know how many, but for a really long time, I always had this feeling like I was disconnected from my true self. I would call it my true self, and I knew that there was disconnection there, and that disconnection never felt good to me. And but I didn't really know why I felt like that, how to reconnect with my true self, how to find my passion and purpose in life, but I knew that, like, something inside me knew that there was this disconnection, and I wanted there to be connection. I wanted to feel like I was operating from my true self, from my truth, really. And so I want to just talk about in this video where that feeling of disconnection from our true selves comes from, and how you can start to bring connection. So when I referred to my true self, really I was just referring to who and what I truly am, like my truth, moment to moment, my truth. But I didn't know I was referring to that at the time. I didn't think about what it was. I just knew I wasn't being true to myself. I knew I was holding on to and wearing masks and shields and all sorts of stuff. But we all have our authentic self, right? Like who and what we are moment to moment. It's always changing our experience as being alive. But as we grow, we tend to hold on to ideas and concepts, images of who we should be, what thoughts we should be having, what feelings are acceptable, what feelings are unacceptable. And we start to really hold on to ideas and images of who we should be. And so when we hold on to images and like this, and ideas, concepts of who we should be, we start to move into this place of, going after the images that we, want of ourselves, and then rejecting the images that we don't want of ourselves. So for example, not many of us want to experience rage moving through us, right? Like, it's not a comfortable feeling. It's not something that is esteemed in our culture. And so when a moment of rage fills us, we move into rejection mode. Our authentic experience is rage has filled us in this moment, and this is my truth, but we are holding on to an image that us being full of rage is a bad thing. And so what do? We have to come up with ways to reject that experience of our authenticity in the moment and try to cling to something else, like maybe being all calm and personally developed. And so here's another example. Not many of us esteem feeling fat and ugly, right? Or, dumpy and ugly. And so we hold on to images of ourselves as being, beautiful and, all fit or something like that. And so the moment, we look in the mirror and we feel dumpy and ugly, what do? Our authentic experience is, I'm not matching up with my idea of what's acceptable for me. And so we have to go into rejection mode. We have to reject the image of ourselves that's being reflected back, and we're basically at war with who we are. And so this happens over and over and over, and you can see that we start to become really disconnected from who we truly are. And we start to feel really disconnected, and when we feel disconnected, the feeling is a longing for connection. Because to be human, there is an inherent need to feel deeply connected, deeply accepted, and truly free to be exactly who we are in the moment. Like, our authentic selves don't give a hoot at all about our mind's ideas of who we should be, or what thoughts we should have, or what feelings we should have. Our authentic self is just who we are in the moment. And so if you feel, I'm struggling to feel connected to who I really am, and to know, what are my passions, what are my purpose in life, it's just an indication that there's a lot of resistance going on in your being. Like, your mind is holding on to you're holding on to these ideas of who you should be, how you should feel, what thoughts you should be having, and it's in conflict with your authentic experience in the moment. So in order to bridge the gap, in order to create more connection with your truth, it means you need to show up for your truth in the moment, whatever it is, and start to see your experiences as valid. Like, right now, I'm utterly confused, for example. Confusion, what does it feel like? Like, actually be with your authentic experience. Right now, I'm feeling completely frustrated. Like, instead of seeing that frustration as something bad, something gone wrong, something broken, an obstacle to be overcome, you know, almost like life stands still and there's a frustrated moment that's like the bad stuff. What about if the frustration was something that you saw as a valid experience, an expression of who and what you are? And when you start to see all of your experiences in this way, you start to open yourself to, you know, so much of life that, and your inner experiences that you've rejected for so long, you start to bridge, you know, that gap of disconnection. And you start to come into alignment with who you truly are. And then you don't feel disconnected from your true self because you're operating 100% from that place of truth. So that's what I got for you today, and I hope in some way this video adds value to your life. Thank you.